Luck is Other People's Work, by Eneasz Brodski. No will, just luck. When answering, why am I so fortunate, some very intelligent folks, e.g. Sam Harris, come away with the answer, just lucky. This then leads them to reject the idea of agency entirely, proclaiming that humans don't have free will. Argument goes, did I choose my genes? Nope, I'm lucky and got the good ones that make me smart/attractive/healthy, etc. Did I choose my starting wealth? Nope, I'm lucky my parents made the median income, or better, in a developed country. Did I choose to have good parents that raised me fairly well and cared for my education? Nope, no one chooses their parents, I'm lucky I got good ones. Did I choose the formative experiences that molded me into the type of person I am, who is adjusted enough to modern society to live decently within it? Nope, most of those were imposed on me by others. The ones that I chose were chosen by a me that is defined by my genes, starting circumstances, upbringing, and previous experiences in life, none of which I chose. Anyone molecularly identical to me with identical circumstances and identical timeline would do the exact same. Therefore, everything is basically luck, and free will is a clever illusion because all those things were determined before I could make any free decisions. The super-secret hidden source of luck. Let's ignore that luck is a thing you can make more of for now and just focus on, why am I so fortunate? I know exactly why I'm so fortunate. When I was a few months old, my parents quietly sold everything they owned, packed up a couple suitcases of clothes, and snuck across the border out of Soviet Poland, taking refuge in Germany. Years later, they petitioned the American refugee program, built for people escaping Soviet countries, for admission. They twice abandoned almost everything they had, and everyone they knew to start over in a foreign country, working menial labor. They then re-skilled and re-leveled up in their new country. I had nothing to do with this, which one might say is luck for baby Eneasz. But you'd only say that if you were intentionally blinding yourself to the risk, sacrifice, and grinding hard work that my parents put towards getting my ass into the country that rewards effort and value creation more readily than any other country on Earth, which just happens to be the richest country on Earth as well. To say this was luck is an insult to my parents. Whatever other missteps they may have made in raising me, their decision to sink everything into getting us into the USA overwhelmed all of them combined. My luck is actually just the manifestation of their effort. Early life experiences, physical environment, social environment, many of these were highly dependent on my parents' choices too. That looks like luck only if one pretends my parents are directly causally responsible for huge swathes of this. I may be lucky that I have these parents, but I don't owe any of that to luck. I owe it to my parents. Everyone else who considers themselves lucky because they had fortunate life experiences, physical environments, social support, etc., did you not have ancestors? Are you not descendant from a line of humans that created the conditions you find yourself in? Isn't that sort of specific, directed action by your predecessors the opposite of luck? Attributing it to luck is a denial of their struggle and even their very existence. Yes, I have some good genes too. I'm several sigma above average in intelligence and height, and, allegedly, in general attractiveness, all of which is highly gene-dependent. But the genes I got are heavily influenced by the good judgment or good instincts of my ancestors when choosing mating partners. I owe a great deal of my gratitude not to luck, but to picky, well-discriminating ancestors, who also knew enough to not discriminate so hard that they ended up with no mate at all. Footnote. Also, the expression of my genes is based at least in part by choices my parents made, again, to prioritize my nutrition and health above almost everything. To ignore the contribution of the people who set me up for a whole bushel of winning lottery tickets is kinda disrespectful. I suspect a heckin' lot of people who find themselves in good places in their lives can attribute some fraction of that to my grandparent found him/herself a really astounding genetic prospect for mating and jumped on that shit with a quickness, possibly going to great lengths to secure it. Born in the USA, I was moved to the USA. Many people are just born here by default. It feels very lucky to be born in the richest country on the planet. It's not like it was your choice or anything. This, again, puts oneself as the center of humanity. "I'm so lucky to be born here" is an extremely egocentric statement. It was lucky for the infant to be born in a rich country the same way it was lucky for the infant to be born to good parents, meaning that actually it's just the result of a lot of work by someone else that is conveniently ignoring this so the credit can be given to the quasi-supernatural entity of luck. I said earlier that America just happened to be both the richest country and the country that rewards effort and value creation more readily than any other country. That was a lie. This isn't a coincidence. It's direct cause and effect. It's the effect of having certain laws and customs that valorize effort and ingenuity, protect its rewards, embrace technology, more effectively allocate resources, and punish defection. America is rich because a lot of people in the recent past made some very good decisions, on net, about how a society and government should be run. Even those of us randomly born here aren't here because of dumb luck. We're here due to specific direct actions taken by our ancestors. I use the term ancestor a bit less technically here. I was born in Poland. My lineage doesn't go anywhere near the US. But in taking the USA for my new homeland, I have adopted the people who created and shaped this nation as my cultural, intellectual ancestors, as they provided me with the world I now inhabit. I owe gratitude to them directly. Likewise for anyone born in a developed country. Your country isn't an accident. It is the result of labor and striving and tears. Ancestor worship had some merit. Obviously, ancestor worship was taken too far in many cases, but we've gone beyond just not worshipping our ancestors. We have done our best to erase them from our spiritual narrative entirely. Footnote. Recall that spirituality is the sense and fact of being part of something greater than one's individual life. It is being a part of something that is physically large, stretching across space, and temporally large, stretching across time. To remove one's ancestors is to cripple the temporal aspect of spirituality by ripping out a major integration into past generations of time. We have gone so far that we attribute the wealth of our society to being lucky in birth, rather than acknowledge the labors of our predecessors. We'd rather say, "I was lucky to be born to loving, attentive parents," than to say, "My life is good because my parents sacrificed and made some good choices and I venerate them for this." Footnote, caveat. Of course, blind luck is still a major force in all our lives. We do get crap genes sometimes. We do randomly run into people who turn out to change our lives forever in a fluke encounter. We do or don't get cancers with very little control. I'm not saying luck literally doesn't exist. It's real, and it's important, and you can create it, some amount of it. I am thankful for all the luck was created for me by others. I wish to continue this cycle by creating luckier conditions for others, especially in my future. We've gone so far that the most good and caring among us don't even see that they're doing this. They honestly and with goodness in their hearts believe that the most moral position and the factually correct position is to proclaim their unbelievable luck, that nothing separates them from the less fortunate, but the whims of chance, that all are equally humbled before God. And this is what makes them not superior to anyone else. When we humbly proclaim we are as nothing but for luck, we are desecrating our ancestors. Some of them are still here to watch it happening. We don't owe everything to older generations. Some of us may owe them very little indeed, and we certainly must strictly refuse the eternal guilt of infinite debt. But at the very least, we owe them the acknowledgement that they helped create all the luck we currently wallow in. Some of them deserve to be cursed for the bad luck they carelessly heaped upon their children. Others of them deserve to be venerated for the good luck they gifted us with. Both the curse and the veneration of forms of worship, and we could stand to bring back just a bit of ancestor worship into our lives.